What's going on, everybody? Dependent Fanatic here. Hello. We are talking Big 12, and it's the Arizona State Sun Devils that I want to talk about because I think they are national title contenders. All right, we're moving along with this series, and it's part 2 today for all of you. I did the BYU Cougars earlier, and if I'm going to be honest, I think that Arizona State has the best chance to get back there of the two. And then we're going to talk about Iowa State later and how they're going to be left out of the conference championship, even though they beat both BYU and Arizona State. So that's all foreshadowing here. That is my prediction. But Arizona State, let's talk about them and how they're going to get back to the Big 12 championship game. And if they win it, then they are national title contenders. They are playoff bound. All right. Arizona State went 11-2 last year before losing to Texas in double overtime in the college football playoff in the first round. They got robbed, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion in that game, but they finished 11-3 last season. Arizona State was the Big 12 champions after beating Iowa State, and they were the selected to go to or had an automatic qualifier to the 12-team playoff, the new 12-team playoff. Arizona State lost to Texas in double overtime, but they also lost at Texas Tech and at Cincinnati last year. Cincinnati went like 5-7 or something, and you lost to them. But Arizona State beat the likes of Utah, at Kansas State, BYU, and Iowa State. What will Kenny Dillingham have in store for 2025? I think it's going to be a pretty good team. They lose out on Scadaboo. He went to the pros. But Sam Levitt returns at quarterback. A junior he's going to be. As a sophomore, he went 62% for the season. 2,885 yards in the season. That's an 8.2 average per completion. He had 24 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions. The guy's 6'2", 200 listed. But he had 110 carries for 443 yards. That's a 4-yard average per rush and 5 rushing touchdowns last season. So Sam Levitt is back, a dual threat quarterback. Now he does have weapons. He has weapons. Wide receiver Jordan Tyson is going to be a senior, 6'1", 195 pounds. He had 75 catches for 1,101 yards, 14.7 average per reception, and 10 receiving touchdowns last season. Jordan Tyson, back. Jalen Moss, wide receiver, is going to be a senior, 6'1", 175 pounds. That's listed from last year. There is growth, of course, for all of these collegiate athletes. 48 catches Jalen Moss had for 563 yards. That's an 11.7 average and 4 receiving touchdowns. I believe he's related to Randy Moss. Wide receiver doesn't have much production after those two, so I'll just skip over that. But there are some pieces there. Tight end, you have Chamon Mateer, who's going to be a senior. 6'4", 255 pounds, had 32 catches for 306 yards. That's a 9.6 average, and he had 5 receiving touchdowns. And then a couple of running backs behind Sam Levitt. Kyson Brown is back, a junior, who had 73 carries for 351 yards. That's a 4.8 average, and he had 2 rushing touchdowns. He also had 13 catches and 189 yards out of the backfield, 14.5 per reception, and 1 receiving touchdown. And then you brought in a guy, Kanye Udo Jr. Or no, he's been there. Excuse me, I should have started with this guy, Kanye Udo. 6 foot, 215 pounds. He had 179 carries for 1,117 yards. That's a 6.2 yard average. And he had 10 touchdowns. So the backfield is loaded. Offensive line looks damn good. I think they all are returning starters. The SunDevils.com has to update their player profiles from last year, please. Could you do that for all of us? Not just me, but for your own fans? Could you do that? But our lads listed these guys, and hey, they look pretty good. Left tackle Josh Atkins, a senior, 6'4", 315 pounds, had 13 starts for Hawaii in 2023. I don't know how many he had because I didn't watch every Sun Devils game. And their website needs to tell me how many starts he had and how he did, like every other school. Why isn't that there? Sun Devil fans, get to your local congressman. No, okay. Get to the athletic department and tell them you want to know. All right. Left guard, Jametto Abigbo is going to be a senior as well from Texas State, a transfer in, 6'4", 330 pounds. He had 13 starts for Texas State in 2023 as well, so not last year, but the year before. He must have started for you last year. I don't know. I didn't watch that many of your games. I'm sorry. I saw you at the end lose to Texas, and that was heartbreaking. But at center, you got Ben Coleman, who's a graduate, 6'3", 325 pounds. He had 22 starts at Cal and started for the Sun Devils last year. I know that much. So, right guard, Kyle Scott, a senior, is 6'5", 320 pounds. Had 15 appearances for the Sun Devils. So I'm guessing them were starts. Were they? I don't know. Right tackle, Max Anaker is going to be a senior as well. So you got 4 seniors and a graduate on this offensive line that are all very imposing physically. So I think they're all back from last year. Maybe save a transfer. But Anaker, if I'm pronouncing that right, 6'6", 325 pounds. And he had 5 starts in 2023, the year before last year. So that's the offense. You got some weapons behind an imposing offensive line. Now the defense. The defense, I talked about how BYU is going to get through their schedule in the Big 12 because their defense is good enough. Arizona State has the best defense in the league, and I include Iowa State on this, or anyone else in the conference. Defensive end Clayton Smith is back, a senior, 6'4", 240 pounds, 33 tackles last year, 4.5 sacks, 4 pass breakups. Defensive end Elijah O'Neal is going to be a senior next year, 6'3", 245 pounds, had 29 tackles, 4 sacks, and 5 pass breakups. And then defensive end Justin Wotley is going to be a senior, 6'2", 270 pounds, had 26 tackles and 3 fumble recoveries, so they go 3 deep as far as experience and talent and production goes. And defensive tackle CJ Fight is going to be a junior, 6'1", 295 pounds. 30 tackles and 2 sacks last year. And then at defensive tackle, Jacob Rich Kaneka, senior, is going to be 6'2", 290 pounds, had 10 tackles, but 3 sacks last year in limited time. All right. Middle linebacker Jordan Crook and Cyrus Faisal are back, and they're both going to be seniors. You got Jordan Cook is 6', 220, 57 tackles last year, 1 interception and 2 pass breakups. Cyrus Faisal was 5'11", 225, had 34 tackles, 1 interception for a touchdown, and 2 pass breakups. At will linebacker, you have Kayshawn Elliott back, who's going to be a senior as well. He was 6'2", 230 pounds, 65 tackles, 2 sacks, and an interception last year. So the front looking good. Now let's talk about the secondary, shall we? At nickelback, you bring in Kendrick Breedlove, who's going to be a senior. He's from Purdue last year. 5'11", 185 pounds. For Purdue, he had 40 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 4 pass breakups last season. At cornerback, you got a couple really good ones coming back as well. Keith Abney, the second, 5'11", 185 pounds, 52 tackles, 3 interceptions, 9 pass breakups. And then Javon Robinson, who is going to be a junior, so he's a youngster on this starting defensive line. I'm sure you have depth like other programs do. 5'11", 175 pounds, so I'm sure he probably bulked up. But 43 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 4 pass breakups for him as well. And then Nyland Green is back at corner as well. He's going to be a senior. He's the guy from Purdue, 6'1", 186 pounds, 23 tackles, 2 sacks, 5 pass breakups. Javon Robinson was already here for you last year, had 43 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 4 pass breakups. Sorry, so a little confusion there, sorry. All right, at free safety, you got a couple good safeties as well. Maybe the best 2 safeties in the nation as far as stats go, experience. They're both seniors coming up this year. Zavon Alford is back. 6', 200 pounds. He had 85 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 5 pass breakups. And then Miles Rouser is back. He's going to be a senior as well. 6'1", 185 pounds at strong safety, 98 tackles, 1 sack, and 4 pass breakups. So this defense is going to be electric. Can Sam Levitt utilize these weapons? Will the offensive line dominate? I expect Arizona State to run through their Big 12 schedule. And it's going to be a meeting between them and BYU, and I'm still not certain on where that goes. That leaves them both as national title contenders for right now. But Arizona State opened as a 8.5 win total. Their win total from Vegas was 8.5 wins. I immediately bet the over. They went 11-3 last year. I think they go 11-1 this season. They have Northern Arizona in week 1. That is a win. They're at Mississippi State in week 2, who went 2-10 last year. With all this returning production back, that's a win. Texas State at home is a win. At Baylor, 8-5 team from last year, but too much to handle for Baylor. That's a win for Arizona State. So you're 4-0. And then TCU is at home. Listen, Sonny Dykes, good coach. That team should be pretty good. I think there are only 2 really good teams in three really good teams, good enough in the Big 12 as of right now. There's a lot of middling teams. I think TCU is one of those, and I think you get the win at home. I mean, you can't overlook them because you have your first bye week the next week, and then after that you're at Utah. Perfect time for a bye week. Utah, no Cam Rising, 5-7 last year. That's a win. Texas Tech at home. Like I said, is a surprising team. They can surprise some teams. I don't think they're going to surprise you. That is a win. And then you have Houston at home, who went 4-8 last year. That's a win. And then you're at Iowa State. And same for BYU. It's your only loss of the season. Now, you wonder, while I get through Arizona State's schedule, you may be wondering if Iowa State beat both Arizona State and BYU, how are they being left out of the Big Ten title? That's the bonus footage that I'm going to give you at the end of this. I'll go through their schedule too, but I think that's a loss. Matt Campbell and that defense is pretty good too, and it's on the road. You're on a tear. It's hard for anyone to go undefeated. That is the loss that I have for you, Sun Devils. All right, but after that, you get your bye, and you're going to bounce right back with 3 straight wins. West Virginia at home is a win. At Colorado is a win. And Arizona at home, your rival, is a win. Now, all that's going to be good enough to get you to the Big 10 or the Big 12 title game. I think it said Big 10 in the BYU video too. It's confused. Yeah. Why is there a Big 10 that has 18 teams, Big 12 that has 14, whatever? The point is, in your conference, I think you are going to get to the championship game, and you're going to play BYU. Now, how is Arizona State, who beat both those teams, going to be left out? Because they're going to lose at Colorado. They're going to lose at TCU. And they're going to lose at Oklahoma State, which makes 3 conference losses. I think they beat Kansas State week 1. Iowa State does. I think they beat South Dakota. I think they beat Iowa at home. I think they beat at Arkansas State, Arizona at home, at Cincinnati. Then here's the stretch. After their second bye, they have BYU and Arizona State both at home in a consecutive stretch, 2-week stretch. BYU first. They're going to beat them. Arizona State, they're going to beat them. And then I have them coming off that, and it's going to take a toll. It's going to take a toll for the Cyclones to beat both of those great teams. Then they lose to TCU, and they lose at Oklahoma State at the end of the year before beating Kansas. So there you go. That's my Big 12 in a nutshell. I think only one team. So Arizona State and BYU, the winners automatically in. Will the loser be left out? I think they will be. I think this is a one-bid league. So hate me if you want. Let me know in the comments what you think down below. And if did I miss anything about Arizona State or anything about this video, let me know. If you liked it, please like the video. Share with other people. Subscribe if you have not. And thank you to everyone who has and is sticking with me. And have a great night, everybody out there. Thank you.